Hey guys, it's Demon and call me King, and CMM Week 1 is here. And before I get into this, let me know if you guys want a different type of editing style, or however you want it, because I do have my PC back, finally. However, as we will get into the video later on, you guys will also know something, as I will say it now, I couldn't record it, sadly, my side of the match, as I was still on my laptop, but now I have my computer back, so everything will be good from weeks on and afterwards, so yeah, just bear with me for this week. Anyways, let's get into the matchup and the team we have to fight. So first things first, we are fighting Who. Most people probably know Who if you've played Draft because he's a very well-known player and he's a very skilled player. Not to mention that he has a bunch of records of just doing flawless record streaks on the usual season. And when he goes to playoffs, he usually makes like finals and sometimes just wins the whole league. Not to mention that he is very good at not only running some fun, wacky sets, but most importantly, he knows his best set he loves to run, or his best team competition is Stall. So if we see Stall against Who, we're kind of screwed because he's in his natural habitat. With that being said, I want to get into the matchup, which is Mouscarada, Alamola, Gliscor, Hichin, Sylveon, Hariyama, Avalokhisui with Terra Ice, Ground Ghost, Globo Sabar, Dugtrio, Ground, Ice, and Stella. Arterio is Flying, Water, Steel, and Hisuian Zorg. Now, this is not a great matchup for us. This always happens with us, with our very first week debatably being the worst matchup for the whole season with us. And this is probably the worst matchup I have ever had to deal with. Not only we're fighting Stall against Who, a player who likes to run Stall and is familiar with these mons, but these mons can hard check our mons. Not even counter check it a little bit, hard check it. Stuff like Specs, Scarf, even critical hits, he's still comfortable with. Specifically with Alamola and Globo and Avalokhisui, but mainly Avalokhisui. Tergos have Avalokhisui wall their team incredibly well. There's not one mon, of course, besides the special mons, that doesn't like to just... He can eat every single physical mon hit, and that's what we are afraid of. Yes, we can hit on the special side, but let's be honest, who is going to leave a special hit for him to... Who's going to switch in on that? He's not going to let that mon die. But, of course, AV Alamola is just such a common set, and I'm not surprised if he brings it, because it's also a set that he uses almost all the time. And into this matchup, stuff like Specs Latios, Calmine Latios, AV Aloe could still sit in front of those mons and just beat it. And that's the part that sucks, as we really just don't have counters to these stall mechanics. As this team is very position heavy and trying to take advantage of those weak defenses sometimes, of being able to take advantage of really offensive or really defensive pieces, but then we could break through it. But this team, we really just can't. So we really have to hope both Avalok or Aloe maybe like an AV set, or maybe just isn't that Terra type, something along those lines, or maybe we even get lucky with a critical hit. And this doesn't even talk about the mon that sucks the most in the matchup, Globo, or Slobo Golai, as of course other people call it. This mon with Regenerator can 1v1 every single mon on my team. And yes, I mean every single mon. It doesn't have to be Sped F investment to wall my Sped F mon, it doesn't have to be physical. It could just be a mixed wall, and it will be able to 1v1 any mon and trade it. And of course with Regenerator, it could 1v1 every mon, come back and heal it, and it's pretty much game over. I ran a couple mocks and just trying to stop this mon, and it really was almost impossible. My best way was a URSHIFU that was very offensive and trading at the very worst, and it still isn't great for us, as there's still shenanigans he could do out of it. It really does suck to say this, and I hate to be like a negative Nancy for this week, but it really is just a matchup that we can't really do much into. We do have some great checks though for stuff like Mouscarada, Gliscor, and even Hichin and Sylveon, which is really cool. However, when it comes to all the other mons, I wouldn't be surprised if any other mons come and it just those three alone can hard wall us and just 6-0 us. With that being said though, this is week 1, so maybe Who would like to be a little bit funsy, maybe he won't sweat Stall, maybe he will though, I don't know. If he does though, just prepare for the worst, I'll be fully honest. I really hate to say that, and you probably don't like your captain who's playing this season to say that, but it really is just one of the matchups, so I really don't really have much outs, even with stuff like critical hits. And then of course, the point that we have even talked about is stuff like mons that are just really good into this matchup, like Hirayama and most importantly, Heatran. Heatran with Magma Storm, or sorry, not even Magma Storm, but just an offensive Heatran is really good into our team. But let's talk about what I brought so you can maybe understand my thought process, but also I just want to let it also be known before I get into my team. This is week 1. I don't care if he's gonna sweat Toxic Stall me. He can do it and win. I'm gonna have fun this week, so I'm gonna run sets. I could do well into the teams, but have fun because, like I said, I spent hours and a lot of time prepping and mocking and just trying to find ways to stop that triple core. And if I see it, I really can't stop it with any type of sets I have. This some I think I can get through with, but if anything, I'd rather save that for playoffs. With that being said, let's get into the first mon that I brought into the matchup, which is our URSHIFU Rapid Strike with protective pads. This is because, well, he has that Alamola, which very much could be Rocky Helmet. I don't think it will be, as AV Alamola still just sits there. But just for the safety's sake, I'm running Rocky Helmet. Oh, sorry, protective pads. But also the other reason is because I think Rocky Helmet Avalugg will come, and it can 1v1 our URSHIFU if it's in Rocky Helmet. However, with these protective pads, we can actually, at worst, trade with this. And of course, that Heatran with Flame Body. Now, this is my main goal is to lead this mon. I wanted to lead this because I don't want Gliscor to get a Protect off and get his Toxic Sword proc, because we can one-shot with Surging Strikes. And of course, we go through Protect with our ability. But if I see no Gliscor, I'm going to lead something else. But this is kind of our main mon. Of course, we could just Drain Punch and Strikes with Double Stab as great into this matchup, and we are SD Substitute, because Alamola is Sitting Duck, and there's some other mons that could also be a Sitting Duck depending on some sets. But also, there's just a lot of mons that don't want to be in front of this. Like Heatran is a big example, and if it is a Rocky Helmet Aloe, or if you just want to pivot into Aloe, if it's like Heatran comes in on it, I can get both an SD and a Substitute off, which is really nice. But most case scenarios, I most likely will be clicking Sword Stance and just trying to grab a kill, as really his team hates this, as his only mon that can really take it is a Masquerada at non+2, but he has to risk that Drain Punch and stuff. It's not great for him. But let's get into our second mon, which is supposed to wall that Masquerada, which is Rocky Helmet Featherdippity. We're max Fizz Def. Sadly, this mon still doesn't wall Masquerada if it's an offensive item like Life Orb or Choice Band. Both of which can just simply stop my Featherdippity, and he can straight up just two-shot it with stuff like Flower Trick, Triple Axle, all that stuff. Of course, the Rocky Helmet most likely will not come into play with a knockoff. I think he's just going to turn one knockoff me. However, it's specifically here if he wants to get super aggressive with U-turn, as last time I fought Who, he pretty much just spammed U-turn with Masquerada and did not care about any of my mons, which didn't prove out great for him, but also did with those crits. I'm still hurt. But anyways, if he just wants to try to do that again, I could really punish him with Rocky Helmet, although I don't think Rocky Helmet will do much, because I do think a knockoff will be coming. And again, if he's banded, he might even just spam knockoff or triple axle. And also, that Rocky Helmet is specifically for triple axles if he gets aggressive with it and he wants to just try to snag a triple axle kill. As like I said, if he's Life Orb or Choice Band, I don't have a switch into it. It does just get a kill every single time. So we can actually just do some Rocky Helmet Trip, and now it's in range for stuff like Track and Quick Attack. Oh, I spoiled him on, but also URSHIFU and such not. So yes, but me saying that, let me get into our next mon, which is good old Ursaluna with AV and decently Spadef with some good attack EVs. This is purely here to just wall a Heatran because, goddamn, like I said, Magma Storm offensive Heatran is really threatening to our team. Although I do think Who might just do a little bit of a stalliness and maybe do some Will-O-Wisp stuff, but we are Ursaluna here, so he might be an offensive Heatran. We are here to take both Magma Storms pretty offensively, but also we could take a Magma Storm Protect into a Solar Beam if he does do that tech. I don't know if he'll do that tech. That is something I was just thinking of in mocks. But if he does that, we can take that just barely and of course kill with Earthquake. And then yet again, if it's just a Magma Storm with no Solar Beam or Grass Knot or whatever, we do just wall this mon pretty much forever, which is really nice. And then Ursaluna is a menace for him. Of course, I mean, the Avalugg exists, but we don't talk about that Avalugg. But pretty much this mon does hit pretty hard into his team, and his team doesn't like it besides, yet again, for the Avalug. And then we have just pretty much coverage for the whole team, as this set pretty much hits everything for 2-shot or 1-shot potential. So that's the main reason why I have this moveset. And, yeah, I don't really have much else to say for this guy. He might honestly just go down quickly if he's an offensive Heatran. But anyways, we're going to go into our main win con for this week. Choice Scarf Latios. This is for, of course, Masquerada, which is scary, but also for any mons that are counter Scarf. I don't think mons will be counter Scarf into this matchup, but if there's a chance, we can outspeed with Scarf. But I do need a mon to outspeed Masquerada, as like I said, Choice Band or Life Orb Masquerada does indeed get a kill every single time. And well, if I lose Serendipity and he has that, I do lose on the spot. So that's why I need a Choice Scarf mod. But yeah, we are a very basic Choice Scarf set, in my opinion, as we have maximum speed, outspeed Masquerada, and then the rest goes into HP and special attack. And then we are, of course, modest, and then just stab Draco Luster, that's really great here, and then Ice Beam Flip Turn for the rest of the Mond and stuff for, like, Gliscor, as Gliscor can actually take a Draco Meteor, so. However, he does have Alola Momola, so I most likely will be clicking Flip Turn very often. And into my mon that I really have to hope, and we have to put all our cards on the table with this mon, is Terrakion with Terra Fighting. So, basically, the main reason why I have to put all my cards with this mon is, as you can see, we are SD with Quick Attack. This can actually sweep on the spot. First of all, there is chip, like quite literally 20% chip on Avalug, and or no Avalug comes, or he's not Terra'd yet. But also, Close Combat Earthquake, Terra Fighting one-shots every single mon on his team, and I do mean that. Like, he does not have a switch into this except for the Avalug. And we can Quick Attack at +2, is going to do 60% against good old Masquerada, which, like I said, was Wacky Helmet Chip, or just triple Serendipity. That Masquerada will be in that range real easily. And then, like I said, just the Terra Fighting, really, he has no switch into. Even stuff like Gliscor and Sylveon take around 60 to 70%, and we can actually live a Hyper Voice with our small HP investment. However, like I said, it's going to be really tough, as he does have a whole Avalug. So, but if he does go down on Terrakion, pretty much the game will be over, as we don't really have a way out. But also, if we don't get him on killed early enough, this Terrakion also sadly can't give us an out. But if he can, we do have that Life Orb to help us get those ranges too, and also just get those one-shots. But with our final mon, we are AV Brute Banette. Brute Banette is actually really nice for a... it's actually not bad for a Slowbomon, which I wanted as a side pick. But also, if we ever need to do that Terra Dark Sucker Punch, which is not bad into the matchup, as it does hit pretty hard. Also, I think, spoiler, I don't think I can do that. I think I'm fine. Nope, never mind. I can't say anything. But also, yeah, it was AV specifically to just be kind of a backup check. But also specifically for a... I was also a little worried against a special Masquerade as I was fighting those in Mox, and I didn't like it. But yeah, this mon walls pretty well. And then coverage is specifically for coverage's sake. There's not really... A move pretty much hits everything really pretty much for 50%. And then stuff like Close Combat and Stomping, I know it's a little weird having both. But Close Combat is to put Heatran into Stomping range. And then Close Combat is also there for stuff like History and Avalug if he has to switch in onto it, which is really nice for us. Close Combat is also just a nice Neutrogron, as he doesn't have a Ghost type. Besides the Terra Ghost, or Terra Avalug, apologies. And then, yeah. Although I don't expect this mon to Terra, maybe if we don't see something that we don't like to see, like Sylveon. So maybe though. But yeah, that's the 6 into this. I apologize saying this, but I don't feel confident. I don't really feel confident, and I really don't like to say that, especially into matchups. But it is a really, really tough matchup. I gotta hope and pray pretty much. Sadly, let's just gotta hope who is here for the fun and not here to fuck us up. But yeah, we're gonna go straight into the content. We're gonna call it content because we all know how this is gonna end. So we are here in the recording part, and as you can see, good pal who gave me his side. As if you watched my team building part, I did say sadly I couldn't record as I was on my laptop, but who was a homie, and he was being awesome, and he gave me his side of the video so we can still watch this and I can go through my team and, of course, have the week up video. So first things first, as you can see, he did indeed bring the 3 mons I was scared of, and then also he brought Masquerada, Blood Moon, and Heatran. And now I was not really... I was ready for these mons, but I was also not ready as, like I said, if he is these certain sets, as you can see on the screen, if he's Rocky Helmet, if he's AV, we don't really have great checks to it. And I instantly looked at this matchup and did not feel great. I definitely felt great into everything else, but knowing that Avalugg just was there, and of course, yet again, that Slowbro was there, I just didn't feel great. All it takes is if Who wants to be pretty safe in this matchup, and he can kind of win this, which is something I don't like to say, but we'll see. So of course, no Gliscor means I'm not going to lead URSHIFU this time around. Mainly because I was thinking, no Gliscor doesn't mean I can do any of my switch-ins, as I said before. I was going to lead Latios. I was heavily thinking Latios because I was thinking either a Avalugg lead or a possible Masquerada lead, which of course we have Scarf. And then we also have that. I think I should have done that lead, honestly. In hindsight, I think that was my best lead. If I always do that, I'm always in a position, no matter what mon he leads, worst case would be Alamomolda, which in this part doesn't hurt. So I do think I should have led Latios, but as you can see what I'm saying, I didn't lead Latios. Also, as you can see, there's some unique stuff with like Choice Specs, Blood Moon, which I will not be ready for. But that's where my Boopanet comes into play, where I can check Blood Moon. Like, Blood Moon only does like 30% or 25% AV with to us, but with this Choice Spec, we're going to do around 40%, so we got to be a little scared of that. Something that's really, really scary. And then also, that dreaded Glowbo is sitting right on the final spot. I can already feel it when I went into this matchup. I'm like, I feel like this mon, I'm not going to be able to break, but we'll see. I am going to skip a little bit of ahead, as we are both building our teams, because we both needed the time. But we are in the matchup now. And, like I said, this is a matchup that I'm not so great into. As you can see, I do lead the URSHIFU, which I'm not so, like I said, I'm not happy that I did. I don't know why I kept the lead. I should have probably did the Lottie lead, but I did lead the URSHI. I did this mainly because if I saw the Aloe, maybe, or the Masquerada, I could scare him with a possible Scarf lead, right? But, I don't, and he leads this, which is worst case scenario. So if I did lead Latios, I was in an amazing position, as I could simply just flip turn, he can't get his terror off, and I am in a great position for URSHIFU to get a kill. But, yeah, now I'm not. And of course he can get his terror off, and he's just going to click body press. And now I'm in a terrible position, as not only he has a terror ghost now, but pretty much this mon is unkillable for me. I talked about it in the team builder, but terror ghost Avalugg, it really, there's no check to it. I have to hope he's not recovered, is the best way to put it, or he throws and let me hoot him with stuff like Featherdippity or Latios. But if not, I physically cannot kill this mon. So this was a big problem with me. I am going to hard swap, as I don't have a flip turn, of course, or U-turn. We go straight into this, as we know a body press is about to come out. Here comes this terror. We all know it's going to be terror ghost, not only by seeing his side, but we already expected it. And who is in an amazing position here. I really can't stop this, really. So this is not great for us. Luckily, though, he wasn't Stealth Fox, which is really nice for us. Stealth Fox could have really hurt this matchup if he was Stealth Fox. But he also reveals, I revealed the Rocky Helmet. So now he knows that, which is good if he doesn't recover down the road, but we'll see. Now he's going to go into, I believe, Heatran, as I did expect the Heatran and or Glowbro, just because, they're pretty great checks. If Featherdippity, I sadly don't get stuff like Earthquake, or I do get Thief if I was a Technician physical set, which honestly, maybe I should have been. But yeah, I was thinking the Heatran would come out. But just to also make sure he stays in is something a little scary. If he does stay in and goes full something like Gyro Ball or Earthquake is scary. But as we will see, he does just go straight into the Blood Moon, which is really scary for us. But expecting the Heatran to come in or Slowbro, I do go for the U-turn. As of course, Big Scary Bear comes out. We go for the U-turn and we don't get the Toxic Chain off, which is fine. We don't really need it. We don't really get any info on this at all. The only info we get is that he is indeed not fully HP investment, but that also doesn't really help us a lot. But of course, we are going to go straight into our check, which will be Brute Bennett. Like I said, I did not expect the Specs Blood Moon to come out at this point, so just keeping that in mind when I see the damage Brute Bennett's about to take. Yeah, Big Brunette comes out. We're gonna just I'm just gonna click Seed Bomb, as if he makes an aggressive Heat Trend play, I don't really mind. I still have full HP Ursaluna, which is fine, and also if he makes any aggressive predictions, it's still just chip on him. If he's not leftovers Heat Trend, any chip on Heat Trend really big, as he just can't take Brute Bennett hits. So I didn't really want to go for the CC here, but I also did think that possibly, since he got the Terra Ghost off already, that he would go for the Avalugg, but he doesn't. He just stays in, goes for this, does 50%, because he's Specs, of course, and then go for a Seed Bomb and do around 60% back. So now he's in range for all of our Mons. He cannot stay in, of course, because of Choice Specs. And also, now we get some info. I was really surprised. I thought he was Silk Scarf when I was prepping, or when I was calcing it. But Silk Scarf still doesn't even do that much damage, so I was confused, but Choice Specs makes sense. Now I think the Heat Trend's gonna come in, specifically thinking a Seed Bomb's gonna come out, right? And I don't think he wants Avalugg to take any more chip, just to stall out the recovers if we need to in an endgame, so I click CC here as a neutral ground, and if he does go Avalugg, good play on his end, I can't really stop it, but I still have my Rocky Helmet attack if he goes aggressive, Gyro Balls, and or Blood Moons, oh not Blood Moons, I apologize, Body Presses. So we get to play right, and I get a CC off, and this is big, as now he is at 73 HP, and this is what we needed to possibly get back into this matchup. And luckily, we get no Flame Body proc, which is really, really, really good for us. This is all the HP you need, as now he can never switch in on this Mon. Seed Bomb will always just put him into range. If I do Stomping, of course, I put him into range. And yet again, Close Combat into the Blood Moon is free, just like into this Heat Trend, so... Now, I did think he might just be offensive Heat Trend here, so I did just go straight into Blood Moon here, or not Blood Moon, my own Bear here, and kind of just hope and prayed that he wasn't a fully offensive set, or he goes for the Grassy Knot, Grass Knot, so I was ready for him to just go for like a Magma Storm and or a Grass Knot with the prediction. I didn't know if who would go for it or anything like that, but he actually goes to Globo here, which is something I did not expect. I do understand, as you've seen Seed Bomb in both Close Combat, but still sketchy when I'm a Darkmon, and I could just ruin his day. But, like I said, I go Big Bear, as I'm full HP, I'm not gonna throw away my Brute Bennett. And then, yeah, so now we still have some of the momentum. I say some because he still has Avalugg, which I can't break with this Mon. Which I do just go for the Earthquake here, by the way, just for the HP, because I need chip on this Avalugg. My only way to win this match is to stall out all 8 of his recovers, and then I can actually set up with Terrakion and win. As you can see, we do absolutely nothing. As you can see, he could take 3 critical hits in a row, and he still can live all of them. That's how bad, how hard this Avalugg will wall us. So, not great for us. Really not great for us. But, we're gonna get through this. He, of course, just clicks Recover, as I expected a Recover to come out here, because why would it not come out? It's really free for him. However, I am just going to go straight into Serendipity, as I don't really lose anything here. He goes for Body Press, I'm just going to get Lucky Helmet Chip. He goes for Cover, I get a Toxic Chain on some sort of Mon. Unless, of course, it's Big Heat Trend. So that's why I just go straight into Serendipity here. I could make a more aggressive Latios. Wait, I completely lied. I did make my aggressive Latios. Maybe I should have rewatched this. But yeah. I did go straight into Latios then. Just trying to get a kill, but one thing I think I also wanted to see was if this Aloe was AV. If I see this Aloe come out, I would know it's AV, and if I knew it was AV, I knew this match is almost over. There's no way to put it. But no, the main real reason is that I wanted to see if this Aloe comes out, because if it does, like I said, I know it's going to be AV. He never sends Aloe hard in on Latios, as I could be a Calm Mind and or a Specs variant and just nuke it. So if I see Aloe, I know AV, and if so, I can flip turn and go straight into URSHIFU and start setting up, which is a big thing about this. So I do see this come out, and I know, okay, this Mon's AV, really good to know. Well, I say really good to know. I already knew that we going into this matchup. I know who loves his AV. He runs mono AV on Alamola. But I can get this out, and I can very nicely click my sword stance. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. I just click sword stance and just take whatever's in front of me. If he stays in, we're great here. If he goes something like Slowbro or Heat trying to sack, we have protective pads. But he does go Slowbro here, which does mean he's most likely a very Fizz-Def variant. Because of course, why wouldn't he be if he goes hard Slowbro here, as both any offensive item, URSHIFU can beat this 1v1, but also he can, even with the Citrus Berry, non+2, URSHIFU Surging Strike, so he'll just bring it down to 50% no matter what. So, he was trying to get a cheeky here, but I get my SD off, and yeah, we all know how this turn is going to go out. We're going to click Sword Stance here. I don't know if this mon is going to be Rocky Helmet. I thought when this mon came out, I was thinking it was Rocky Helmet, because why would he hard switch it in? And not Avalug, so I had a little bit of hope of like, oh my god, maybe he's not Rocky Helmet Avalug, and he's Rocky Helmet this. Which you guys saw. You guys saw the matchup, you know he was. But yeah, that's what was my thought process while going through it, of thinking this was Rocky Helmet instead. But I am just going to go for the Surgeon Strike, as Surgeon Strike will do around 90% to this mon. If he's defensive investment. If not, I can just straight up kill this mon. And like I said, if he was Rocky Helmet, I actually didn't care because I was protective pads, so I'd still beat this 1v1. But as you guys see, he is Citrus Berry, so we're all gonna get a little shocker here. So I am just gonna go for my Surgeon Strikes, do 25% pretty much with every single hit, bring him down heavily. He gets his Citrus Berry proc, and now I see, okay, I'm not gonna be able to kill this mon just yet, which is not great. This is not what I wanted to see. But hey, it's okay. He does just go for the hard psychic here, which can never kill us. It gets a stupid low, but it can never kill. Highest roll was 97%, I believe, which he did get here, which is not great for us, because if he didn't get that max roll, there was a chance we live in Aqua Jet from Alamola, which I didn't know if he would have, but if he did, it does suck here. But yeah, I am just going to click Surgeon Strike right over again, as I don't have a reason not to. It's either he stays in and lets this die, or Aloe takes like 60% from it, so I'm just simply going to go for that. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that he would just let this go down, so I actually have a chance to win this matchup. But, as you will see, he does just go straight Aloe, and I wish I Drain Punched. If I Drain Punch, I think I was snagging 2 kills here. Not just 1, but I think I was snagging 2. So, because I could just Drain Punch and then simply sub, and I was completely fine. So he would have absolutely 0 switch-ins. But no, he does go hard Aloe here, which is a super aggressive play, as if I was Drain Punch or even CC, you are not going to take this. But yeah, because as you see how much damage this is going to do, we're going to do straight up 50% to this mon with Switching Strike. This is why I was SD here. It's just really, really great here. Drain Punch would have done around 60%, possible 70%. Knowing that this is an AV max per def, this would have done 70%. So I would have been around 40% HP. He couldn't do anything to me. I even live a play rough, which would be really nice for us, so. But he does go for the Aqua Jet, which I was hoping he didn't have, and he does. And now that max full Psychic not only comes to play, but that good play that he made really comes into play. And now at this point, I'll be fully honest with you guys, I don't think I genuinely thought it was impossible for me to win at this point, as he has both his regen core alive, and I have no way to break it. And URSHIFU's dead. So I was simply just trying to go for diff at this point of how can I lower the diff somehow. As like I said, I knew there was no possible way for me to win this. If who wants to win this, which he bought hard stall, so it's clear that he was coming out for the win here. That I knew that basically I have to try to just go for this. So I go straight into Brute Bonnet just to bait him out of a Seed Bomb, which I actually Fizz Def, he can't take the Seed Bomb, but yeah, I think he might go straight into the big old big ice table, which we'll see he will. But I'll be fully honest, I didn't have a good way to check this mon with this guy. Brute Bonnet is just a sitting duck. Against the big table. Sucker Punch, you know, he could just click his other move, Sucker Punch. But I can't hit him on the switch it, sadly, because Sucker Punch doesn't proc like that. So, he does just go the guy. I did go for a Stomping as a neutral ground, as I didn't want to go for the aggressive, double out. But yeah, we also revealed the Rocky Helmet, so I now know for a fact this game is already wrapped. And it's crazy to say this, but yes, the game is pretty much already wrapped. I don't really have a way to win this, especially with the Rocky Helmet, so. I also just want to talk about how does Stomp and Tantrum make contact with the Rocky Helmet? Tell me how. I'm not touching you. Sorry, I know I was not raging, but I was just very shocked on my side about that. I'm like, what the hell? How do they make contact? But yeah. So I'm just gonna go hard Fez, as like I said, Fez should be able to wall this, even if it's Earthquake, even if it's Gyro Ball. It's gonna hurt, but I can take it. Which yeah, we see right here. And yeah, I also now know this Avalon quite literally can 1v6 my whole team, which is not great for us. But the only bright side about this is that he has the chip for Terrakion, so I really just need to wait until I can get that Alamola back out. And then Terrakion should be able to go to +2, and then he can win the 1v1 against this. Just barely, of course, and also I would have to trade my Terrakion for it, but it's a price that I'm going to have to pay if I want to win this. He goes, of course, big Heatran, as why would he not on against Feather Dippity we can't really touch. I go for the boost, as I need to stay healthy on another Gyro Ball, just means he beats me 6-0. So, that's not great for us, but we will see. I was thinking he was just going to go for the Magma Storm here, if he was offensive, as he doesn't have a reason not to. I don't know if he's going to be Protect, however. If he was Protect, I instantly knew that his whole team was stall, and I definitely know for a fact it was game over at that point, as if he's just hard stall, he can never win, like I said before. So, I do make the hard switch out, because again, I'm not fast. I have no speed investment. He could be fast if he's offensive. So go into a safe switch in Ursaluna here. And he does go for the Magma Storm, and he hits it, which is also not great for us. It would be nice to maybe get a comeback of the max full psychic on the URSHI, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we could still always take a Magma Storm and all this stuff. Like I said, I was hoping for no Protect. I didn't know if he was gonna do hard stall on me, but he indeed does go hard stall on me and goes for the Protect stall. So he does do that. We get a whole lot of nothing turn. And then, of course, he is offensive Heatran with speed investment, so he thinks this whole beam should kill. It should kill, he thinks. But with Ice F investment, our max HP investment, we'll live in this. Just barely, but we'll live in it. So he does go for the Solar Beam, and I am so glad I actually did my EVs to live this. And then we just simply bop this, and I'll just barely live, because he did get a max full on Solar, not max on Solar Beam, but max full on Magma Storm. And of course, we now kill this, so we didn't get 6-0'd. Hooray, hurrah. But I'll be fully honest, after this happened, I was like, okay, it's not possible for me to get any more lower diff. I needed him to not be able to protect Magma Storm there, so I had like around 40%, 30% HP left still. But yeah. The Masquerada comes out here. He's really going to do U-turn bait, but the fact that he knows I have Rocky Helmet, I know he's just going to click knockoff here, which I can't stop. And I'm actually going to preserve our good old Bay here, because I am at 100% for Dippity. And if he goes for the aggressive triple axle, he's going to die with my Rocky Helmet. If he goes for the knockoff, I just get my 3 switch into Fez. And if he goes for the good old U-turn, I still get U-turn chip. Oh, Rocky Helmet chip. So, safe switching here. I keep Ursaluna around, especially since it's really my only way to hurt the Slowbo. But yet again, I can't. He 1v1s it. He hard takes an Earthquake. I need a critical hit with quick to kill it. It's not great for us, but yeah. And now he knocks off, and now I know for a fact this, based on the damage, he was banded, and also most importantly that I think I think this is the point where I'm gonna be fully honest. I gave up. I knew there was zero way to win. He can hard stall me if he wants with the hard 6 operative, or next time Mouse Guarder comes in, he can just click triple axle and he wins on the spot. So, yeah, it's not really much of a, oh boy, what should happen here? It really is just, next time Mouse Guarder should come in, I kind of lose with this banded set. And I'm just going to have to stack pieces over and over and over. But, yeah. He's now going to go into Globo as he was able to preserve Globo. And like I said, me not getting this Globo thing, kill just instantly means I cannot win. If this Globo is down, I do think I had a really, really, really good chance to win this still. He has so much setup fodder for Terrakion for me still. And most importantly, I still have both my win cons alive, and he just doesn't have that forever regen core he can go back and forth with. So if he did want to go for, sadly the problem here is that he can always forever go Slowbro into Avalugg, into Alamola, into Slowbro, into Avalugg forever. And sadly I won't be able to do much against it. But I do go Bear here because he is in rage for the Earthquake. However, I know he's not going to stay in. I know he's going to get this full HP, and now I can't kill this. But I'm going to go for the Earthquake to chip this Avalugg, because like I said, my only possible way to kill this Avalugg is stall out his 8 recovers from this point. So I need to hope for some crits if he's going to play super defensive here. So we will see. Yeah, let's just go for the recover, of course. So we do get 1 of 8 stalled. But yeah, we already know this is going to happen here. I'm going to go straight into my Serendipity, and I don't really need to. Just sack this bear for no reason. And I'll look it again. Fez just walls it, so to an extent, Gyro Ball does hurt. But I also have to try to make sure that Mouse Guarder doesn't get a free switch in pretty much, unless it gets a kill, of course, like if I kill something. That's what I was also trying to position here. I had to make sure Mouse Guarder never comes in, at least freely, to get a free kill. So, but there's one of 8, and yeah, you guys can probably tell how this match is gonna keep continuing. I will do a little spoiler. I will skip ahead a little bit later because there's gonna be around 30 turns of the exact same thing happening. But that's later. And also at a certain point if something happens, so. Yeah. But he's gonna go, of course, straight into Globo, because like I said, I physically can't stop this duo of Globo into Ursaluna, into Globo, into Ursaluna. Or, sorry, Globo into Avalugg, into Globo, into Avalugg. So this keeps happening pretty much forever. I'm gonna just keep doing this. I go Freddy. I do a double out on his Avalugg, or thinking his Avalugg comes out, but he actually brings the Latios as a neutral ground for Serendipity. But also because he probably wanted the HP on this to get it back to full Latios. But yeah, this is his check to this, so he knows he's safe here. I just hard swap out. I don't want to stay in front of this mon. I just go booping it here, which I don't think was the correct play. I need to keep booping it, make sure he's alive at all costs, because he's one of my only ways to do some sort of HP to Avalugg and get some of the stuff going. But he does just go Mouse Guarder, and here comes a really scary meow of, hey, he gets a kill. Uh-oh. And, of course, now I have to sack the booping it, because I don't have a switch into this. I actually did think he would just go for the triple axle here, just because I know he was banded, so I know he kills Serendipity here. But he just made the more defensive play and goes for U-turn here. So I just go for Sucker Punch Ship, which does put him into quick attack range, so that's why I wasn't fully upset with this play still. So Terrakion does have an end game. There is a possibility Terrakion has an end game here. But, yeah. So, he did just get the kill, and at this point, I have really no way to kill, Avalugg in his defensive core. Absolutely zero way. So he's just going to go straight into his defensive core, and this is where I'm going to just start skipping. As you guys can see, there's still 20 minutes left. So I'm going to skip. He goes Aloe. I go Destiny to try to set up my SD with the Terra Fighting, but he goes hard into Avalugg. And I just kind of realized, I did the calcs, and I'm like, he always just wins the 1v1 with body press. So I'm going to do this to bait the body press to get Fez in at least, but it's still not even a great play. Yeah, I'm gonna go I tried to go Latios here, that's right. I went Latios here because he revealed Gyro Ball. So I knew that his last move was either like Earthquake or something like that, so I knew this was an okay play. And I wanted the offensive Aloe to come back out. Either Aloe... Yeah, I just kind of mainly wanted the Aloe to come back out. As my out here now is to go for critical hit Luster Purge. Well, not even critical hit Luster Purge, but Luster Purge with Spadef drop. But I am going to skip this a little bit and show you guys. I just go for the flip turn because I actually didn't feel confident in that play yet because I thought I can get a Toxic off. So this is my main game right now. Get Toxic off with this, hoping that he stays in. He does, so I was actually shocked. If I just went for like something like Sludge Bomb, I was in such a great position. But yeah, now I have to do this. I know flip turn's about to come out because, well, why would he not flip turn? It's the only thing that Alamole does here. But if I get a Toxic off, then a Spadef drop with Latios does indeed have a way to kill this, which is really nice for us. So that's my out. I do just go Latios here because I don't have a nice switch in. Like, it's either like let Ursaluna die, go Fez, which means Globo comes out, and I don't want Globo to get free switch-ins. I could switch in on Globo, I don't want free Globo switch-ins. He goes Masquerade here. He already knows I'm Scarf, mainly because of how I'm playing the flip turn. So he's just going to double out here, because he doesn't really have to do anything. I go for the Ice Beam here just because I'm stupid. Should have probably predicted. I did predict that this was going to happen. However, I just didn't want to make the chance if he goes for Sucker Punch or something like that. So I just stays in. Now I have to, of course, hard swap out. I go straight into Fedipity here. Hoping for no flip turn, which luckily he doesn't go for the flip turn. Which is really, really, really good for us. And he also reveals Player Earth, which is good to know. Now I know he's probably going to just go for the flip turn here. So, I am simply just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to U-turn. Because if, actually, sorry, no, I go for the Sludge Bomb, that's right. I go for Sludge Bomb specifically for the Poison Chant. And now I get it. So now if I ever get a 50% chance Luster Purge, I have a chance. I have an out. As if he wants a Mirror Coat, I should be able to grab a kill, pretty much. So... that is something that I was a little happy about, that maybe there's an end game. But basically what's going to happen, he goes Global here. I could take one Sludge Bomb with Godfinger here, which is nice. We were able to take our one switch in. He goes Aloe, and here's when the hard stall happens. I flip turn, I go Destiny. I Earthquake to get chip on this. He stays with this. He goes for Gyro Ball on Pheasantipity. I don't care. I'm going to U-turn out because I know Home is going to come out. So this happens, I go Bear. Bear comes out, clicks Earthquake to get Roost or Recover off. Same thing's gonna happen, rinse and repeat forever, forever, forever. Keeps happening, keeps happening, keeps happening. Same thing with Latios. I did the same thing when Aloe, because I knew Aloe was gonna probably come out at this certain position, as I do like a recover position. So, same thing with Terrakion. I click EQ for the chip. Avla comes out, clicks Body Press. I get the U-turn off. Latios comes out. And then Aloe keeps coming out. Crane comes back in. I U-turn back out when Slowbo comes out. Terrakion comes back in on the Aloe. We all know what's about to happen here. More stall, more stall, more stall. And this is the turn that sucks. I sadly, here you go. Let me show you guys. Let me just show you this. As Pheasantipity comes out, and what happens here is I had to boost. Because I couldn't take a Body Press anymore. So, I have to go hard Lottie. Everything else dies. So I have to go for this. Which is not great for us. And doing this just means he stays in with good old Slowbro. This is something I'm actually shocked with. So, I just wanted to be clear. Draco Meteor does kill this mon. Draco Meteor does indeed kill this mon. I am max special attack modest. This will kill the Slowbro. If I click Draco Meteor here, I can actually win the endgame here. I thought Alamola was going to come out, so I flip turn. And I get the crit. So if he was somehow Spadef, even though which is not possible based on that strike damage, I always killed there. So if I simply was Draco there, I actually had my out of possibly winning this endgame. But now with this, he got his chip back on, and most importantly, now he can 1v1 everything. He feels confident 1v1ing everything. He kills Godfinger, Destiny comes out, he kills that, and then Crane comes out, and then he also did the same with Ursulina, which I just skipped. So Slowbo is going to grab 4 kills, and as you can see, we get 5-0'd. So like I said, I didn't have an out into this team. I knew once URSHIFU died and got no kills, I couldn't win this. If, like I said, if Slowbo died, I had a chance. If I went for the Drain Punch, I had a chance. If I hit that Drake on that Slowbo, I didn't think he would play so aggressive into this, as like I said, I physically cannot win without crits, or even with crits, I still can't do anything to stuff like, Alamol, but I guess he didn't think I had a Draco or something like that. So if I did click Draco there, I had a chance, but no. I didn't go for it because I was trying to play for the long end game of possible. Maybe I get a couple crits and stall out those recover PP. But yeah, he just gets the 5-0 with Slowbro. Like I said, biggest threat into the matchup, and I just knew what was going to happen. It does suck, and I also apologize for this really scuffed week 1 of me having to do this type of uploading all this stuff, of, you know, getting the footage and all that stuff. But yeah, I wasn't surprised when this happened. I was definitely tilted. I was definitely just like, I don't want to play anymore. As you guys could see, it was 50 minutes long, and a little bit spoiler, on this day I actually played this match. I also played another hour-long stall match, so I was completely over this, this day. That's why I was super tilted, and, but also just like, hey, I don't have an out. Please just end it. I do think he could have ended it around this portion of when we kept going back and forth, as he did it at the end game here where he just clicked button with Slowbro, because Slowbro win, because I don't have an out for it. But he chose to stall it out for 25 more minutes, which I don't know why, honestly. I'll be completely honest. I think my only guess was that maybe he thought I was a Spadef, SD variant Terrakion, so he thought maybe Psychic didn't kill Terrakion at that point. But that's still really weird, especially since if you did the damage against the Avalugg, he should have known. So, I don't know. It was just a lot of those weird scenes of... Didn't make fully much sense to me why he stole it out for 20 more minutes, but I don't blame him. If he wants to go for the win, he goes for the win. And he did indeed. I'm not super stressed about it. Future me, at least. We still have the entire season to try to come back. Sadly, however, we have to fight the guy who has Hoopa Unbound Terror and a really scary team into us. Which I'll be telling you guys now. I've been doing a bunch of mocks and all that stuff for that week, because, of course, this is coming out before I have that battle. Still not a great matchup, but it's a matchup that I have a chance on winning, and that's all that I'm happy about. I don't have to look at a matchup that's pretty much impossible for me to win ever. GG's to Who, though. I love Who. He's a great person. He's awesome. Love chatting with him. Love watching his battles. Go check him out. He's great. He does all content, does BBR, all that. He's awesome. Please go watch his side too. He also made it. He made it to finals in last season of CMM. So, with a 20-point mudkip. So he is actually a good chat. Of course, he did do the good stall to get there. But if you want to see someone who's going for the hard win, watch you. This guy is going for the W. But yeah, like I said, GG's to Who. I hope we can battle him again, maybe in the future. Maybe not in this season, actually. I don't want to fight him in this season, as I don't really have a way to win. However, with some of the team changes he made, I do actually feel a little bit more confident, but still not great. But, you know, kind of. But yeah, GG's. I am going to end it here. And let's hope we can bounce back from this 5-0 loss, as it does put us in last place. So we need to bounce back heavily. So I'll see you guys for week 2, where we're fighting Dashing Sceptile versus Scary Terror Hoopa Unbound. So let's see if we can win that match. See you then. Later.